is the award for teaching, and that goes to Ms. Lara Searcy. Lara is a proud graduate of NSU with her Bachelor of Arts in Education in 2006 and her Master's of Education in 2009. She was a high school English teacher for 7 years and then a middle school literacy resource specialist for 2 years. She is a nationally board certified teacher and serves the profession in many professional development capacities. Vice President of the Oklahoma Council of Teachers in English, member of the National Council of Teachers in English, member of the Oklahoma and International Literacy Associations, and member of the Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development. Lara is currently the English Education Specialist at NSU and has been working with English teacher candidates for the past 3 years. She just completed her PhD in Curriculum and Instruction from the University of Arkansas, literally a week ago, 2 weeks ago, so congratulations. And that is in the field of English education. She is an advocate for the profession and for the state, and her research interests include academic standards, English teacher preparation, teacher efficacy, and curriculum design. What I would say about Lara is that Lara is a genuine educator. She cares about education. She values education. I've had some wonderful conversations with Lara about the importance of education as a process. We had a really exciting conversation earlier this semester about assessment. Yeah, that's the hot topic everybody loves to talk about, right? But she is clearly a staunch believer in the educational process and the value of that within our entire world, not just the value of that for individuals, but the value of it within our society. And I think we could use many, many more individuals like her that have that idea of education being important, kind of tagging off of our speaker's words about the value of education for our society within our state, certainly. So again, congratulations on successfully defending your dissertation, and I present our Circle of Excellence Teaching Award winner, Lara Searcy.
Before Lara says something, I just have to acknowledge that she was my advisee in the Master of Ed in Teaching, so it's full circle.
This is such an honor because of the respect I have for the profession of teaching, for NSU, and for the professors and teachers in this room. I was even just going through the brochure and realizing that I am a product of excellence because many of these professors were mine as an undergraduate student and as a graduate student, including Dr. Cambiano, Dr. Mercer, Dr. Malone, Dr. Collishaw, and our department chair, Dr. Flavin. So I know what excellence of teaching looks like because I have encountered it. I am a teacher because of my teachers. And to be recognized for teaching really is our legacy, and it is a full circle moment for me because my teaching career began here at NSU 15 years ago. I was that undergraduate secondary English education student. I kind of looked the same as I did back then. And I chose to come to NSU because of its reputation for excellence in teaching. When I asked my own teachers, I want to be a teacher, where do I go? Everybody said NSU, and that was my #1 pick and the only school that I applied to because that's where I wanted to be. It was here that I pursued my Master's of Education in Teaching. I became an adjunct instructor for the College of Education, and so now as the English Education Specialist, kind of in charge of the program that I graduated from, I'm honored to teach future teachers. I know the experiences that they're having. I know the optimism. I know the hope of what it's like to learn that art of teaching. And so that strong foundation has shown me what excellence in teaching looks like. As Penny Kittle and Kelly Gallagher just wrote, teaching is seductive simply because of its complexity. Teachers change lives, and there is life-giving power in literature. So the complexity of knowing our students is our greatest challenge. Therefore, to be a great teacher, one has to be a perpetual student, and this has been my classroom motto ever since I taught high school, and I even had Dr. Pursley's son as a 9th grader. But you must be a perpetual student because the rest is still unwritten. And so my teaching journey somewhat aligns to the monomyth, or the hero's journey that is so representative in literature, because I am an English nerd at heart. So first, you must answer the call to adventure. And for all of us, that probably started when we were students, and that's where our students are today. They are answering their own calls to adventure while they are engaging in our classrooms, and so I always remember that. I'm reminded of my own call to be a teacher. I was that kid. I taught my stuffed animals, I had chalkboards instead of Barbies, I had the worksheets from my teachers, my sister and I would play intercom. I mean, I was that kid growing up. I learned from my mentor teachers. Every teacher I had became a mentor, and I never changed my major in college. I'm an advisor's dream, right, Brian? So I do what I love what I do, and that has made all the difference. The second aspect of the hero's journey is that you must realize that you need supernatural aid. You have to find a mentor. We, as professors, as advisors, we are that supernatural aid to our students. Regarding the teacher influence, we often create the climate for our students, and we can be those instruments of inspiration, as Haim Gano states. And then the third element of the monomyth occurs when you enter the threshold. And so for many of us, that is our classroom door. It's a place that's transformative. We have revelations, we might have to make atonement, but that transformation is in the passion of how we teach. That passion of learning reveals the life-giving power of literature, as Maya Angelou states. So I can hope that my students find their own passion as they are on their journeys. Maybe it will be in the words of Atticus from To Kill a Mockingbird. Maybe it will be in the journey of Odysseus, or the fated warning of Romeo and Juliet, or the parallelism of a proper thesis statement. Maybe it's the relevant truth of Animal Farm, or even the rhythmic pattern of iambic pentameter. But I hope that they understand that they need to take the road less traveled always. May they know that teachers' high expectations for their learning and our thousands of hours of work are loving investments into their future, because mine are. And finally, as all hero's journey requires, you must return. This is my #1 homework assignment for my teacher candidates. You have to return to your teachers and say thank you. To my 2nd grade teacher, Mrs. Leader, to my 8th grade teacher, Mrs. Thomas, to Ms. Baxter, to Mr. Waldron. These are the people. I am their legacy. Students really do become the teachers. And now that I am a teacher of future teachers, I am so grateful for their passion and their hope and their investment into me. There are so many lessons we learn beyond the textbook, lessons that I get to learn as I go into the classroom and observe the future of education. But I know the main lesson that we learn is from our students. So for me, for the thousands of students who have been on this journey with me, and to the new teachers who are starting their journeys, their heroes' journeys, they are our legacy, and we are teachers because of our teachers. So in my 12 years, from teaching high school to middle school to adjunct to now full-time faculty here at NSU, I know what excellence of teaching looks like. It looks like this room and being surrounded by those who invest in you and encourage you, because that is today. There is still so much to be written in my own hero's journey. Thank you again for this honor.